12 News Weekend, a boost for Osseo.
If those are all filled up, that's about a 10% increase in Osceo's population.
The multi-million-dollar project that could change the face of the city. Then, snacks under scrutiny. See what has changed at local schools. But first, local high schools react to new numbers about young athletes and concussions. 12 News Weekend starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. Local high schools are paying even closer attention to sports injuries, especially concussions.
New numbers released this week show nearly 3,000 teen athletes suffered a brain injury last year. As we found out, concussions are changing the way teams practice.
Anytime there's a big hit, the stands want to say, ooh, that was a great hit.
The big hits that cause the crowd to cheer are now something football coaches want to avoid.
Anytime that you have those huge collisions, that's going to allow the opportunity for the brain to move around.
Coach Willie Howard at Cooper High School says there's more awareness of concussions than ever before.
The more information that we're getting about concussions is just drawing more awareness to us as coaches.
New numbers out from the Minnesota Department of Health only increase that awareness.
Sports-related concussions are a significant source of youth head injuries in our state.
There's one concussion for every 100 high school athletes. Football and boys and girls hockey had the highest concussion rates. And for sports with both male and female teams, female athletes had higher rates for concussions.
The important thing is be attentive to this. Don't take it lightly. Most resolve typically, so don't be afraid, but you need to get it managed appropriately.
However, the report found that 95% of students with concussions recovered within 2 weeks.
We're seeing on the field a better attention to concussions, which is what was hoped for.
At Cooper High School, that means all athletes get a baseline test before the season begins. And coaches have changed the way kids practice.
Less contact in practice, those kind of things, trying to use our heads on, do we really need to hit as often as we hit?
Sideline staff are now more knowledgeable about concussions, knowing they are doing their best to prevent the collisions they can.
That's what we're going to continue to push, is being safe, being healthy, and do things the right way.
The study also raised several questions. For example, sophomores had more concussion reports than other age groups, but we don't know if that's because they are smaller physically than upperclassmen or if that's because there's more 10th graders playing sports.
Now to the potential data breach that reportedly has Home Depot working around the clock to find. Security experts say it could cost Home Depot millions and end up bigger than the one Target endured during the holidays last year.
Well, you know, the retailers are certainly at a disadvantage. You know, in order to protect an organization, security teams need to find, tens of thousands of entry points. A hacker only needs to find one that's not properly guarded.
Mark Lanterman with Computer Forensic Services in Minnetonka pulled up the underground website that he says Eastern European hackers used for Target's data breach. He says credit cards used at Home Depot stores are selling on the black market for as little as $8. Experts with the Better Business Bureau, meanwhile, are urging people not to panic.
Obviously, this is getting to be a more common thing. Companies are going to have responses in place. They're going to communicate effectively with the public. So first, don't panic. Second, from there, whatever retailer it is that has a problem, watch their website, go directly to their website, see what they're telling people. And you may want to reach out to your bank or credit card provider.
Home Depot says customers won't be liable for any fraudulent charges and is offering free identity protection services.
Robbinsdale is one step closer to getting a food co-op. Plans have been in the works since Rainbow Foods closed. City leaders are hoping the co-op will attract people from all over the Northwest Metro. The nearest co-op is about 20 minutes away. The Robbinsdale Food Co-op recently became a legal entity, so it can start fundraising. You can learn more about it at a meet and greet held Monday from 5:30 to 8:30 in downtown Robbinsdale.
In our week in review, local cities have begun tackling budgets. What city councils decide will impact your property taxes next year. In Brooklyn Park, the city is looking at a nearly 5% increase to its property tax levy. For the average homeowner, it could mean about $6 more per month. City council members stress the numbers are only preliminary. They have a couple months to try and trim it down.
Over in Crystal, city council members are trying to agree on how to pay for a new public works building. They approved a contract to begin construction this week. Now they have to determine how to pay for the $13 million project. The city council is divided on whether to pay for it through bonds, cash reserves, or a combination of both.
Finally, in Brooklyn Center, construction is picking up at the Shingle Creek Crossing development. Work is underway on a 92,000 square foot building where the old food court used to be. TJ Maxx and Michael's Crafts signed leases to be the anchor tenants in that building. A project years in the making celebrates its grand opening this week.
As Alexander Renslow reports, it's a $25 million development in downtown Osseo that literally could change the face of the city.
1,080 square feet.
Kim Martinson will gladly show you one of the new apartments at Osseo's 5 Central.
This one is facing City Hall.
There's just not that many units left to show.
Hopefully in the next week will be 90.
Nearly 90% occupied since opening the doors in July on this 71-unit building. Construction is underway on Phase 2, which will add another 69 units.
If those are all filled up, that's about a 10% increase in Osseo's population. So this is really a big deal for us and for a lot of our businesses too.
In a city with less than 2,500 residents, the influx of a couple hundred people generates demand for new businesses and changes the complexion of the population.
Osseo really is actually kind of a tale of two sides. We have a lot of the kind of older people who have lived here for 30, 40, 50, sometimes 60 years who have never moved from Osseo. And then we also have a large group of those smaller, younger families.
With Target's new northern campus not far away, 5 Central is already seeing a wide range of tenants.
We have a great group, and it goes from young professionals, some families, to the retirees that owned homes, sold them, and want the ease-free living.
As apartments and Central Avenue businesses fill in, this city is well positioned for growth.
We're bringing in a lot of different people, and the city's very excited about it.
Phase 2 of 5 Central with 69 apartment units will be open in April. Coming up on 12 News Weekend, rethinking snacks at schools will show you what's different at the a la carte line.
Then later in sports, Wayzata's boys soccer team is off to a solid start this fall.
But first, our string of 70-degree temperatures continues into Monday. Welcome back, everyone. Federal rule changes have schools rethinking their snacks.
Schools are implementing so-called smart snack standards. Reporter Sonia Goins visited West Middle School in the Wayzata district to explain the changes.
These students are eager to eat their school lunch.
I usually will get maybe a pretzel or like a peanut butter crispy or maybe an ice cream.
I like to eat Cheez-Its and I like to eat Frito-Lays. They're super good.
Matthew and the other students will notice some different items on the a la carte menu.
We encourage them to eat as many fruits and vegetables as they want.
West Middle School is serving up healthier snacks and cutting back on junk food.
We can still do, a lot of the crackers and popcorn and things like that. The crackers are just now whole grain.
Under federal guidelines, snack items have to be less than 200 calories.
Whole grain, low fat.
There's a little more wiggle room for entree items. They can't be over 350 calories.
Still have some ice cream products that, we found because we know kids like their ice cream.
But just because food is low in calories doesn't mean it has to be boring. Cookies are still on the menu.
They're made with reduced sugar with applesauce, different ways to cut the fat.
And serving sizes are smaller to limit calories.
That just kind of makes it a little bit different. It kind of changes your opinion on what you think you should get.
Snacks also have to contain less than 230 milligrams of sodium.
We're always looking for lower sodium items, though, as the sodium requirements get stricter and stricter over the years.
Students are encouraged to take no more than 3 items from the a la carte menu.
I like dried fruit. It's very good.
The Smart Snack program was implemented to cut down on childhood obesity. In Minnesota, 27% of children are overweight.
As they grow older, they'll continue those healthy habits, and hopefully, the obesity percentage could decrease.
8th grader Luke Saunders says he's already on board with the eating healthy plan.
Our family is pretty healthy, and we usually watch our calories. I usually have a salad as my lunch.
In Wayzata, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Well, there are also limits on the amount of sugar and fats, and except for water, all beverages have to be less than 12 ounces and contain no caffeine. Of course, I have to say that the lunches have really changed since we were kids.
I know, I didn't see any mystery meat on any of those menus there. Good deal.
Well, coming up, a getaway retreat made possible by recycling.
But first, Champlin Park at Andover go the distance in a good volleyball matchup. That's coming up in sports with John Jacobson.
Welcome back. John Jacobson joins us now with sports, and it sounds like the Wayzata boys soccer team is off to a good start this year.
A very good team that they've got so far, and yeah, they played half a dozen games, and they are doing well. School has just started, but it's already been a very good season for the Wayzata boys soccer team. The Trojans are unbeaten at 5-0-1 after tying Edina Thursday, and they've played some other pretty decent opponents too, including section foes Shingle Park and Minneapolis South. They're happy with how things are going.
We're finishing pretty well. We've had a lot of goals this season already, and if we keep putting them in, then the results will come.
Well, you know, I was looking at the preseason rankings, and we weren't even in the top 10, so I think it's nice that we're proving people wrong, and we've had a really good start to the season.
The Edina game marked the start of Lake Conference play for the Trojans, and that good record will be put to the test. Playing those teams will get Wayzata ready for playoff time.
Playing better opponents will make us play better and definitely, bring us to a next level, hopefully, to put into our post game.
For us here, it's a process, and you've definitely hit it on the head. We want to be peaking come section time. We feel we've got a very difficult section to get through with St. Louis Park, the Minneapolis schools, Armstrong, Hopkins, Roseville. Very tough section, so we want to be peaking then, but we're definitely happy with how we started.
The Trojans are at Hopkins Tuesday. Cooper's boys soccer team averaged 5 goals and 2 season opening wins. The Hawks look to keep it going as they played host to a former North Suburban Conference rival in Fridley. Cooper's in white and Eddie Ogamba fires. It stopped here, but the ball deflects off. Lorenzo banks it in for a goal just 2:35 into the match. Andrew Fitzsimmons makes it 2-0, burying a penalty kick, and the Hawks are in command. Later in the first half, a long free kick by Sam Boku leads to a ball that's volleyed off the crossbar. Alex Dodds there. He puts the rebound away. It's all Cooper as they take a 3-0 lead into halftime. Leading 4-0. Cullen Varhol gets the return pass from Baku and drills a well-placed shot into the top corner. Cooper's now 3-0 after a 5-1 win. In volleyball, Champlin Park played in a section final last season, falling to Osseo for the 5-3A title. The Rebels hosted Andover in a thriller this week. Off the Andover serve, Champlin Park goes on the attack. Sydney Hilly sets to Janae Alderson for the kill. Rebels take a 25-18 win in the first set. To the second set, the Rebels serve and the Huskies overpass is tipped to the outside for a point by Maria Claffin. Champlin Park wins it 25-20, and they're up 2-0. But Andover is not done. They get it to Taylor Finnis for the kill. Huskies lead 18-12 on their way to a 25-16 win. And they keep it going in the fourth set. Good effort to get the ball outside here to Ellie Hagstrom. She goes down the line to the deep corner for a point. Andover wins 25-16, and that forces a fifth set. After trailing 13-11, Champlin Park wins in style. Alderson hammers it home. Champlin Park pulls it out 15-13 to take a tough 5-set win over the Huskies. Though neither Hopkins or Chaska reached the state volleyball tournament a year ago, both could make it this year. Chaska is ranked 3rd in Class 3A. Hopkins is rated 4th. And those two teams met up this week at Minnetonka. Hawks in white. Game 1 is all Chaska. Lauren Nordville with the kill, and the Hawks win 25-19. Game 2 is closer, though. The short set to Ruby Moreland for the Hopkins kill. And then a block by Audrey Erickson for the Royals ties it at 10. But Chaska goes on a run. Aaron Schindler with the kill. And the Hawks take the set 25-17. Game 3 is back and forth. Sarah Kelly with the kill on the slide play for Chaska. Jasmine Martin answers for the Royals with a kill deep in the corner and a 19-18 Hopkins lead. Back and forth it goes. Martin's kill gives Hopkins game point possibilities at 24-23, but the Royals can't close it out, and Chaska eventually takes the set 30-28. Kelly with the kill here as the Hawks win the match 830. And with the first week of school in the books, get set for the season debut of our Sports Jam show on Channel 12. It's a half-hour weekly show devoted to high school sports in the northwest suburbs. Join Jay Wilcox and I for Sports Jam, which airs Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 3:30, 6:30, and 9:30 p.m. on Channel 12 and on our website, 12.tv. It begins this Monday, September 8th.
Nothing says fall like
No,
Sports
that's right.
Jam starting up,
Yeah,
right?
right.
All right. Thanks, John. Still ahead, sit back, relax, and recycle.
We'll visit Hennepin County's Recycling Oasis when we come back.
This weekend is Osseo's turn to showcase everything the city has to offer during Lions Roar Days.
Hennepin County officials hope to use the festival to educate folks about how to be more environmentally friendly. Every year during Osseo Lions Roar, Boorboom Veterans Park undergoes a transformation from quiet park to a centerpiece of arts and crafts. But this year, the park has a new feature. Employees from Hennepin County have set up what, at first glance, looks like an outdoor patio.
It's just been such a pleasant experience for people to come sit and relax.
In actuality, though, this concoction is designed to send people a message.
So Hennepin County Environmental Services is traveling all over the county with this parklet. We call it the Recycling Oasis, in order to educate people everywhere in Hennepin County that you can recycle everywhere.
This recycling oasis is made up of everything from native plants to wooden pallets to plastic lawn chairs.
They're very comfortable and they're made out of milk jugs.
In fact, every last piece of this traveling park is made from recycled materials.
Oh, that's neat.
Their hope is that people stop and talk with them.
And how's recycling been going for you? Any questions?
To learn more about recycling. According to Hennepin County, about a third of the materials found in garbage cans at parks and other public places could have been recycled.
So there's a huge amount of opportunity for everyone in Hennepin County to participate in decreasing the amount of garbage we're sending to landfills.
It all comes down to education, which is why they hope to reach as many people as possible by traveling from city to city with this recycling oasis.
Ultimately, the goal is to increase recycling in Hennepin County.
The recycling oasis will make a return to the northwest suburbs on Monday when it makes its way to Robbinsdale. To learn more about recycling where you live, you can check out our website at 12.tv. Do you do a pretty good job recycling?
Oh, I do think I do okay. How do you do recycling?
I do well.
Put you on the spot there.
Yeah.
That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday at 4 o'clock.